This week on What the Fuck YouTube, we've got, this comes right from the YouTube creator's Twitter account. Many of you have told us that we need to do a better job preventing harassment on YouTube. So we consulted with a wide array of creators, experts, and organizations to update our harassment policy, which changed today. And this goes on. Stricter stance on abusive language. Prolonged attacks that insult a person's intrinsic attributes such as race, physical traits, sexual orientation, religion, or gender. Note, this won't affect our openness for a broad range of artistic expression and debate on important issues. Stricter stance on threats. Not only explicit threats, but also implicit ones, referencing physical violence. Included here are threats that might not cite a specific time or place, but that may feature weapons or simulated violence. Consequences for harassment patterns. Because harassment can be more than a single video, repeated behavior like maliciously targeting the same individual across multiple videos or comments can lead to penalties like YPP suspension, strikes, or even termination. Comment moderation.
What about all those drama videos that we see now? People are going to be going... They're going to be people that are going to be in the spotlight for these drama-related things are going to fucking... They're going to report like a motherfucker.
This is bad. Comment moderation. By year's end, most channels will be enabled with a tool that will automatically holds potentially inappropriate comments for review. You can always opt out, but note that early adopters saw a 75% reduction in flagged comments on their channels. And then they've got like the full thing in there. The thing about this is that on a high level, it seems pretty innocuous. But this coupled with a couple of the other, like the COPPA thing and a couple other things that are going on that we've been talking about here in the last couple of months with YouTube, is that they are writing themselves kind of a blank check in terms of when they want to cash in on dumpstering somebody.
Yeah.
And then they can just reference this shit, which is relatively vague.
Yeah.
Almost all the time. And they're like, we've already seen how YouTube has made strides to kind of contain views that they don't, as a company, agree with.
Stand behind, yeah.
Which, you know, the ultimate problem, I guess, with that is that you end up in a situation where you have to understand that YouTube is in a different position than most platforms. They hold basically a monopoly on this shit.
Yep.
They just their existence can actually influence public opinion and public knowledge of certain things, and then so for them it's a balance of, well, as a company, we really, from a legal standpoint, we can decide whatever the fuck we want is going to be on this platform, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And then on the other side, it's, well, unfortunately, that's nice if there were multiple players in this market that had anywhere near the leverage culturally and politically that you do.
Yeah.
But there aren't.
Yeah.
And so there has to be perhaps a different view as to how far you can take this shit. All of this just leads me to believe that, like you were saying, there's going to be a lot of videos taken down.
And there are
going to be entire channels just axed off the face of the earth.
It's plain as day.
Yeah.
Like it's if it wasn't obvious before, now they're double and triple and quadrupling down. They're getting ready for the great purge, bro. Like 2020 is going to come along.
Oh, it's going to be a purge.
They're just going to start wiping channels off the face of the earth.
I believe there's a series of movies.
Yes.
It's called The Purge.
Well, there's going to be a part 3, and it's going to be the YouTube. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to start purging people the fuck out of their shit because they only want certain types of content, certain types of points of view, whether they want to fucking say freedom of speech or not. These guys, they're not fucking around anymore. They've got a mission. And the mission is, well, it's a one-sided one, but hey, you know what? Like you said, it's not like they're not doing anything legally wrong.
No.
It just sucks they hold all the cards, and that's just the hand that we're dealt.
Yeah.
That's just it.
You just
and
have
we're
to
gonna
navigate those waters.
We're gonna reminisce the days.
Yes.
You know what this is turning into? This is turning into the Twitch days. We remember reminiscing the days of back in like 2012, 2013, where Twitch, you could literally say, and honestly, could probably fuck whoever you want on stream. And it was the Wild Wild West.
It was.
You know what I mean?
It was.
And it's not like it's not like Twitch is, at the front of things any better for it. It's not like the platform's great, but it's not like it's changed any. What it's done is Amazon buys it. Now they have that. It's a massive company. They cannot be caught doing.
Well, as soon as a major company gets involved,
that's it. Like,
or as soon as advertisers get involved,
that's it. Like, they can't fuck around anymore.
You can't allow certain things. But there are lots of salacious content.
Yes.
On TV,
all of them.
on anywhere.
Yeah.
That those companies freely advertise on all the time. It's just that in YouTube environment or in like Twitch's environment, it is much harder.
But they don't have control.
Yeah, it's much harder for them to know exactly what the ads are showing up on.
Exactly.
And so their options are spend a bunch of money to come up with solutions to be able to better target people for who actually has ads shown on their channel.
Yeah.
Or just write in some policy that's blanket as fuck
and
that
then
allows
just axe them whenever they fuck up,
and then just axe everything.
Yeah, which is really honestly the only way they can do it, because places like Twitch, YouTube Gaming, Mixer, all of these live platforms, they're live, and you don't have a director behind you telling you, whoa, don't go there or do this, do that. You just got everyday people. You get caught up in the heat of the moment. You're improvising essentially for 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And there are thousands, tens of thousands of channels doing all this at the same time. It's actually impossible to moderate it all. It just is. You look at television, for example, you have a script, people film a show. Even reality shows aren't live for the most part. And the ones that are live, still very scripted, still very formulaic, because the people know, the directors know, even when it's live TV, they make sure that the censor can still happen, and they get fined every time they got to do that because they got to fucking change the way the thing is broadcast to make sure people aren't hearing this. And it's extreme control, because the next time if somebody says something crazy and outlandish, and you've got an advertiser that is pumping in millions of dollars to keep this show going or this network afloat, and they go, whoa, bro, you can't have these crazy fools here saying this shit while we're advertising on your platform, it's over. They can lose millions. It's no different here, and I think it's the same thing with YouTube. I think YouTube is going in the direction of television, where they want control.
Oh, they've been moving that way.
Yeah, for a
like
while,
5 years.
But now we're seeing it. They are
ramping up quick.
Oh yeah. And anybody that is unpredictable, that is overly vocal on the wrong side of the spectrum, your channel's gone, bro. They're just gonna axe you. They're not like they're putting all this stuff in place now so that down the road they can go, it was right there. We tweeted it out. We sent out the email. You know what you can and can't do. I'm sorry, we're just not a good fit. And it's unfortunate for the content provider because there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
You're fucked. So it's either you got to change who you are as a content provider, and for some people, like Angry Joe,
that's his brand.
That's his brand.
Yeah.
You know? That's like Twitch going to Doc and saying, Doc, easy up on the Doc.
Yeah.
Well, without that, there's no channel here. It's not even Doc, right? So that's where we're going right now. It's sad to see, but at the same time, like, I can't blame them. Like, I can't, like, I'm angry, but at the same time, I think I'm more upset that there's just not other options. That this is one company has everybody by the balls.
Well, that's the real problem here.
And
is that all of this means nothing if there was any form of competition whatsoever.
Yeah.
The problem is there is none. At least in Twitch's space, there is mounting competition.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
In YouTube's, but nobody is even talking about or even playing with the idea of trying to take on that monolithic fucking task of being a competitor to YouTube, even in like a just a simple sense of we're gonna try and be YouTube in 2007.
Yeah, no.
It's just,
No, it's over. Not only that, bro. Not only that, YouTube is like going downhill, which is also like makes it not look attractive to even try to do what YouTube's doing.
Yes,
because it almost looks like a dead model. Like
well,
it almost looks like
it kind of is in a degree a dead model because like we've said before, Google's like ran a loss on YouTube for years.
Yeah.
And the way everything that they've been doing has been kind of in the name of advertising and monetizing as much of the content on the platform as they can to recoup the cost and how expensive it is to run a platform like YouTube. And and it's also why you'll see something like this come up, but not something like, I don't know, stricter consequences for people false claiming videos, which is something that I can guarantee you
happens.
More people have been asking to have solved than harassment on YouTube for a fucking long time. I mean, we're talking many years now. Ever since they introduced the automated system where nobody had to put eyeballs on it anymore, and you could just go on and say, "Hey, that's my content," and then it's the onus is on. It's complete reversal of the print of what onus is supposed to be.
Yeah,
the onus is on the individual. It's just like you're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah,
instead of innocent until proven guilty.
Yep,
and that's all in the name of YouTube not having to spend any money to solve that problem on their end.
They don't want to have physical people
they
vetting
have
each video
because much a much automated processing as possible. To get as much out of the way as possible. And then so YouTube, like we joked about years ago, YouTube is going to become music videos, fucking beauty channels, and
talk show hosts,
and like
late night TV.
Late night TV, but only clips of the late night TV that lines up with whatever the fuck YouTube is pushing.
Yeah.
So
it is what it is. Whatever. This is a fucking gong show.
It's a gong show. But I feel for Joe because, like you said, he's an OG. He's well respected. He's been doing good work for a long time. He's not even all that fucking controversial.
No.
He just yells.
He yells as part of his character. It's
and that's it.
It's a show.
Other than that, he has opinions.
Yeah, like everybody else,
and not even particularly strong opinions. Like not crazy opinions. He just has opinions.
Yeah,
like everyone else. So it's crazy.